it's a very clear decision because I'm a speech and language therapist and have been for over 30 years, and was working for the first time with a client with functional neurological disorder, and the speech therapy skills I had were really useful to help her get to a certain point in her recovery. And then I reached the point where I knew I needed to go further and deeper, and I absolutely didn't have the skills at all. So spoke to a friend of mine who's a CBT therapist, and she said, no, don't do CBT, go and look up human givens. And I'd never heard of it before. So that was how I heard about it. And actually I'm now using the human givens model to help me to support people with FND quite a bit in my practice. I did the free course first. It was really lovely actually to have that one so that you can think, do I like that? And I just thought I like this language, I really enjoyed the sort of 15-minute introduction. And then immediately that I decided I was going to enroll, lockdown happened, and so I was that cohort who went through. I did all the courses that I could online, which I really enjoyed, and it kept me very stimulated throughout lockdown, and I was learning skills which I could use on all the difficulties we were experiencing, like learning about anxiety, how to cope with anger, which helped a bit until I had an outburst playing tennis with one of my daughters and screamed very loudly and thought, oh, okay, I've got to learn a bit more about coping with my anger. But on the whole, I understood what was going on and about emotional arousal. So I found all of that really, really helpful. And then luckily, when it came to the face-to-face courses, all the ones I'd booked in London had been cancelled, but I was able to do the accelerated 2-week course when I first, I know that was with Denise. Really enjoyed all of that and meeting people and finding people who we could talk the same language. We had so much in common, and it was just lovely after all that lockdown suffering to come together, and I've just found that really joyful experience. Then the part 2, really enjoyed that, and that's the first time I came across Jo and Gareth and really loved the dynamic and their teaching style. Just again, really intensive, and we just got bathed and immersed in learning during that part 2. So yes, I enjoyed all of that immensely, and it made a massive difference to the skills that I used as a speech therapist. I could just go deeper with everybody. And now that I'm practicing, most of my clients either have speech therapy with emotional problems or emotional problems which of course speech and language problems. It's chicken and egg with a lot of them, but a lot of them have functional difficulties where there's no organic difficulty. It's a disorder of function which has usually got an emotional component. And I now find I'm rare in the speech therapy community as someone who, I'm not frightened of emotional problems at all. I can sit with discomfort. I can sit and allow people to feel uncomfortable, and more often than not, people will reveal that there was some form of trauma or abuse in their early childhood, and I've got the skills now, and it's incredible to know I've got the skills to support them with that, rather than thinking I don't know where they can go, and if I refer them to someone, it's going to be a long time before they get the right help. So people come to me and they get the whole package now. And it feels really empowering to that whatever people say, and they say, I've got these difficulties, I say, yeah, okay, we can help with that. I've really learned that positive expectation is one of the things that people need to hear more than anything, that they come into my room and I'll say, well, when you're feeling better, and when we've worked on this and given you the tools to really make a difference. And it took me a very long time to become good at solution-focused language and the embedded suggestions, because that's not really what a speech therapist would do. We're much more direct. So I've now completely transformed my language skills as well. So that's all been a struggle, but worth fighting with.